Hey, well, it's time for another of Tai Lopez's 67 steps in my little reviews that I've been doing. Sorry about the quality on this one. This one's step 32, which is about, he's called a slot machine probability. And, he talks about, shooting for the moon. And quite literally in the case of space exploration, but metaphorically in the case of our businesses probably. But shooting for the moon requires a special and precise philosophy. So you have to develop this philosophy. And, you're probably not where you wanted to be when you were 18, or 14, and you had these dreams. It probably didn't work out quite as you expected. You didn't hit the moon, as we're saying. So maybe your philosophy was off, and mine certainly was. I certainly didn't end up where I thought I would at that time, or at any time. And a lot of this comes down, Tai believes, to convictions. And Nietzsche said that, convictions are more dangerous enemies of truth than lies. And Warren Buffett, his thing about throwing out one thing you believe in every year. Changing your convictions or evaluating your convictions. Because most of us are chasing mirages, we think that something's over the hill, but the odds of it being there are slim, if not none. And, maybe our convictions are the modern equivalent of believing in slavery. A few hundred years ago, a lot of people thought that slavery was an okay thing, or that certain people were worth less than other people, and not even so long ago in some places. So maybe as we go on, we'll see that our beliefs now are like that. They're just totally unjustifiable and inappropriate, and we just developed them somehow. We don't know how. And Tai has this thing, try for a week living with less conviction and more investigation. So when faced with a question, whether to quit your job or not, start a new business or not, go into this business or not, who to marry, what religion, what diet to eat, whether to become vegan, first eliminate the black and white thinking that we talked about a long time ago in 67 steps, and then remove your convictions. And what you're left with is investigation and uncertainty. And you have to accept uncertainty. Life is built upon it. And, yes, and Tai then has a slot machine analogy where he says he's got slot machine A that pays out 1 in 10 times, and slot machine B that pays out 1 in 20. Of course you should play slot machine A, but that's 1 in 10 over time, So maybe sitting down at the wrong slot machine will give the impression that you made the right choice. If you sit down the machine that's 1 in 20 and you pull the trigger, pull the arm, maybe you'll get a payout on the first one. Because it's not 1 every 20th, it's 1 time in 20 on average. But it's still the smarter thing to sit down at the 1 in 10 machine. Because you'll win 2 times on average for every one. So this is a very tough concept, and very, very difficult to play the probabilities, because it's just not in our nature. Look at the lottery, people still play the lottery. Thank God they do, because I make money from that. But why? Well, you have 1 in millions chance of winning, but the risk is low, I guess. So yeah, you put $2 on it, and the outcome could be high. But for your job, for your marriage, those kinds of things, what you're gambling is not money. You're gambling is time, and you don't get that back, But and couple that with the hard reality that you can do the right thing and still not win. still not get what you want, you know. You can sit down at the 1 in 10 and pull the arm 100 times and it may not win, because those wins may go in the next one, next series. You know, life's not fair. That's the bottom line. You know, Tai didn't say this. I'm going to say this one. That, you know, Randy Newman once told me that, you know, he went into a Holiday Inn and there was a great piano player playing there. And he realized that if life was fair, he'd be in the Holiday Inn and this guy would be the famous one. So, you just do the best you can, you know. You give the world time to catch up. You do what's best. You work smarter. You work harder. Because I'm going to have to disagree with Ty a little bit on this one. Yes, obviously, sit down on the machine that's 1 in 10, but you should be playing smarter. You sit down at a blackjack table and you play smarter and you'll win. So, this is a tough one, you know, because it's negative and because there's so many factors. I think maybe, I hope what he's saying is that eliminate, you know, go on the investigation, go on the facts that you can find out, and then bring more to the table than the other person. Maybe that's what he's saying, I don't know. Anyway, he had his 4 questions. What's an example of sitting at the right table or sitting at the right slot machine but still failing? Or that's question 1. Question 2 is, what's an example you simply gave up too quickly? And man, I've got a lot of those. I gave up too quickly on a lot of businesses, for instance. Number 3 is, what's a clear path that you know you should take based on the probability and you haven't started, you haven't taken it? And then number 4 is, what's a bad bet that you keep on making and you should just stop? So, yeah, this is a tough one for me, because I'm unclear of the message. I mean, there's one clear thing, you know, you can regain money, but you can't regain time. And my personal belief, maybe it's my personal conviction, which is my issue, that you should make things as equal as possible and then bring more. Anyway, that's step number 32, and we'll see you again soon.